bring the partner dad in the conversation because I'm curious about how his stress, if it's chronic, the kinds of things that we think about in terms of what the dad is experiencing and how that is sort of intersecting with impacting mom.
I'm going to complicate things a little bit here and talk about, in our traditional family setup, we usually have a dad, a male, and then in our modern blended families, we can have all sorts of varieties of a partner. And I make that specification in part because there's a lot we don't know about both the male experience and their stress in pregnancy, and then the partners, depending on how that's getting divided up, male, female, or even two partners to create a baby if it's a gay couple, etc.
Right.
To focus on the male dad for a minute, it's still in our society that, particularly the transition late in pregnancy to postpartum, the man is focused on how am I going to provide for this new baby, and he's also can feel he's losing his spouse because a lot of her attention goes towards the baby. So he's actually feeling greater stress at that time, and she's feeling he's not available as she's going through this whole experience of pregnancy and juggling the job. So they can be diverging in their stressors and not coming together. So there's definitely contagion.
Yeah,
And
that's an interesting term, contagion.
yeah, well, it's our mood, our affect regulation is very contagious. And when I see couples often reframing, these are challenges you're facing and they're different, and let's try to look at the other person's, can do a lot to ease some of that too much stress.
Does it work well when the partners are doing it together? How aware is the pregnant woman about what's going on with the dad, and what should they be sharing in terms of tools to approach this?
Yeah, and again, that could be a tough area because, in a sense, they're both going through a lot as individuals, and understandably, each of them might be saying, me, this is tough on me, and yet to have that capacity to pause and say, oh, she's going through this, oh, he's going through that. Sometimes you need the support of an outside person to help frame that that's all that's going on. And I want there to be room for that. At the same time, there's equality in the potential that both of them need help, and they're both equally deserving of it.
Right. I recall in my past when, we'd be sitting down in a restaurant, somebody would walk over, and there was a 5-minute conversation, and 4 minutes and 59 seconds were focused on asking my wife how things were going. Right. And then there was like, oh, you're here too. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right. You may have helped out in this process at some point. Yes.
Yeah. Right. I'm right here. Yeah. So some of it is sort of the cultural frame also, that, your business is done, Dad. And so, right. But we're learning more about this, that dads are vulnerable. This is a vulnerable time for them as well.
Exactly. And then I just want to preserve that there can be vulnerability for both, but there are different issues. Right. And let's allow that.